Good morning, Mountain Family. Happy Monday to you. My name's Amelia Lee on this April 7th, and the time is now 6 o'clock this morning, which means it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall today. And Megan, we keep on saying April showers bring May flowers, and I have to say, I saw a good amount of flowers over the weekend.
Well, there you go. I guess all of this crazy amount of rain is doing something in terms of spring, right? We'll start to see those flowers blooming, but first, we have colder temperatures, so if you have some outdoor plants, you might need to bring them in tonight. Here's a preview of that forecast. This morning, seeing fog chances. The thicker patches of fog will be as you're traveling more towards those areas that just saw the heavy rain. So here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. Again, you're seeing that heavy rain that just moved out of our Virginia counties. Now it's on the way to I-77, and temperatures this morning are starting to decline. We're looking in the 30s and 40s for our Kentucky counties and 40s and 50s for our Virginia and Tennessee counties. As we head into the afternoon, well, not too bad of temperatures, a little unseasonably chilly in the mid to upper 50s, looking at upper 40s for Wise. But as we go into the overnight low temperatures tonight, you can expect upper 20s and low 30s. Here's how we'll get to that high temperature for today, though. We'll start off cool and chilly, and then we'll hit the 50-degree mark by 5 p.m. and the high temperature for today will be around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Amelia.
Over the weekend, parts of Kentucky experienced flooding, especially the Kentucky River. In Frankfort, officials took preventative measures to ensure the safety of its community, enacting an overnight curfew to help limit traffic on roadways. Jessica Umbro has the latest.
People know what to expect at certain water levels. Now, in this case, it's different because it is such a high water mark.
Frankfort Mayor Lane Wilkerson says the #1 priority is keeping people safe, as well as keeping as much property as possible from getting damaged. He says crews feel prepared for the possible 49.5-foot river crest, a record breaker that is expected to hit around 8 Monday morning.
We feel confident based on where the forecast is going. We feel like that we can handle this and that we're prepared for any of the contingencies.
But the sight of the Kentucky River hitting so high did draw curiosity from people who live in Frankfort. The people I spoke with say they stopped to grab a few pictures before listening to the advice to evacuate, some having not been residents when the current river crest record was set in 1978.
I've heard tales about 1978. I wasn't here then. And my heart just goes out to all of the people that aren't able to leave and whose homes are more than likely going to be destroyed.
Well, it's kind of emotional because I didn't think it was going to get this worse until I went outside and seen the water in my front yard. You know, so I was going to stay, but then they said you can't stay, you have to go ahead and move, and I'm glad I did.
Franklin County Judge Executive Michael Mueller says they appreciate all the offers for helping hands, but for now, they need to ride out the worst of things before they can start the true response.
We're just asking people to stop. Let's slow down a little bit. We need the storm to get to a good point because we do not need people out traveling right now.
Two flooding-related deaths are reported in Kentucky. Police say 9-year-old Gabriel Andrews was swept away by floodwaters Friday morning while walking to his school bus stop in the Hickory Hills area of Frankfort. Crews responded quickly and began an extensive search. Gabriel was found about half a mile away 2 hours after the initial 911 call. He was pronounced dead shortly after. Nelson County officials confirmed the second death as a result of the flooding. The sheriff's office says a 74-year-old was found dead inside of a car that was fully submerged in floodwaters. It happened in the 2800 block of Nelsonville Road. The driver's name has not yet been released. The Floyd County Animal Shelter was flooded Friday because of drain issues. Workers say there were at least 2 inches of water inside the dog kennels, but no animals were hurt. In Louisville, the Metro Sewer District activated several flood walls. At least 5 along the Ohio River were up Friday. Projections show the river could crest today. These closings help keep the Ohio River at bay and prevents river water from overrunning roads and properties. Storm damage and flooding was also reported in Wayne, Logan, and Mingo counties in West Virginia. High water covered roads and threatened homes. Schools were closed on Friday. With this severe weather impacting our area, Kinetic officials say copper thefts are on the rise. Since April 1st, Manchester and Barberville have seen a 1,600% spike, with 17 thefts involving more than 16,000 feet of copper cable. Officials say this threatens emergency services. Kinetic is working with law enforcement and offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to a arrest. FEMA has now approved more than $30 million in housing and other types of assistance to more than 5,000 Kentucky households after the February flooding. The deadline to apply is April 25th. There are 16 disaster recovery centers which are now reopened today. A Paintsville radio station raised money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, continuing an annual tradition that has helped money for children in need. Friday was the final day of the 20th annual Country Cares for St. Jude Kids Radiothon. General Manager Spike Berkheimer says the radio station was once wary of starting the partnership, but has seen folks from all around getting involved, with some of the donors having experienced the resources of St. Jude firsthand, including a young man whose family donates every year.
And he lives today because of his ability to go to St. Jude, and they took care of him. Well, he and his parents every year bring us a $1,000 check, and they say we want to pay it back. So it's sort of, that's what it is. We've heard that old adage of paying it back.
He says to date, the Radiothon has brought in nearly $1 million. He would love to see the station reach that milestone in the years to come.
Temperatures are dropping today and will continue to drop throughout the next couple of days. In fact, this morning as you head out the door, some cities are over 20 degrees colder than this time yesterday. 24 degrees colder in Prestonsburg, 22 degrees colder in Hazard, Jackson, Irvin, and Somerset, 23 degrees colder for Pikeville and London. So here's a look at those actual current temperatures, mainly sitting in the 30s and 40s. And then we're looking at 40s and 50s for our Tennessee and Virginia counties. Good news is this afternoon we will be warming up, but temperatures will be unseasonably cold. Normally we sit in the mid to upper 60s, but today we'll be sitting in the low to mid 50s with the exception of Wise in the upper 40s. Here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. We saw the heaviest of the rain just exit our Virginia counties. Now we're looking at light chances of rain this morning and then lingering chances as you're heading into the mid parts of your day, clearing out by the time we're heading into Tuesday morning. Here's that day planner. We'll see those temperatures warm up. We'll actually hit a high around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock today. Looking at rain chances in the morning, cloudy skies all day long, maybe a break right before sunset. And then as we head into your Tuesday, we'll take over with sunny skies and cooler temperatures. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Protests took place across the U.S. over the weekend as people voiced their dissatisfaction with the current presidential administration.